People often believe they have learned things they never truly knew. Yet, according to Plato, a human being never truly learns. He merely remembers what he has forgotten. Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? This idea took shape nearly 2,000 years ago in the mind of a man walking the streets of Athens. And even today, it may help us understand why the truth feels so distant. Plato was born into a city at the heart of political turmoil. Athens, once the center of freedom and thought, had grown weary and divided by the time of his youth. Democracy no longer reflected the wisdom of the people, but the anger of inflamed crowds. Amid this chaos, an event occurred that would deeply shape Plato's life. His teacher, Socrates, was put on trial and executed for his ideas. This was not merely the death of a philosopher. For Plato, it was proof of how easily truth could be silenced. After this experience, Plato began to ask a question we still ask ourselves today. Why do people refuse to see the truth? For him, the answer lay deep within the human soul. Plato believed that the soul knew the truth before birth. Knowledge was not something acquired from the outside, but a memory forgotten over time. He called this idea anamnesis, remembrance. To learn was not to gain new information, but to rediscover what had long been forgotten within the soul. But if the truth already lives within us, why is it so difficult to reach? Plato answered this question through his famous allegory of the cave. Imagine people who have been chained inside a cave since birth. They cannot turn their heads. Before them, they see only shadows cast upon a wall. They believe these shadows to be reality. One day, one of them breaks free and steps outside the cave. At first, his eyes struggle to adjust to the light. But eventually, he realizes that the shadows were nothing more than reflections. He has seen the truth. According to Plato, the real tragedy begins here. When this person returns to the cave and tries to share what he has seen, the others do not believe him. They may even see him as a threat, because an unfamiliar truth disrupts a familiar order. To Plato, societies are much like the people in the cave. Humans are reluctant to abandon what they believe they know. Power does not feed on knowledge, but on illusion. For this reason, Plato questioned not only individuals, but states themselves. In his view, the moment a society drifts away from truth, it begins to decay. Every empire, he believed, collapses first in the mind. The world we live in today may be closer to Plato's cave than we realize. We think we live in an age of knowledge, yet much of what we know is simply what we are taught. Truth is often assumed to reside in what is repeated most often. Plato's question remains unanswered. Is it harder to see the truth or to remember it? Perhaps the problem is not that we live in darkness, but that we have forgotten how to look toward the light.